Welcome to the second video in the series of 7 on the basics of how to defend yourself against a traffic ticket. This video deals with, should you or shouldn't you fight your ticket? Now, before I go any further, I just want to remind you that whatever I say here today is just my own personal opinions and recommendations coupled with legal information. It's not to be intended as legal advice to you or anybody else. Now, that being said, if someone were to ask me what I would do if I received a ticket, my answer would be that unless I was completely and consciously aware that I had committed an offense, I certainly wouldn't be pleading guilty and running off and paying the fine. Remember, most tickets are defendable or have an explanation. And you have the right to take your ticket to court and give an explanation or build a defense against the ticket. Remember, the Crown has to prove their case against you. You don't have to prove your case to the Crown. When considering how you should proceed, you want to look at some different criteria. And people ask me, is there specific things that I would recommend for sure that they take a ticket to court? And this is my recommendation, and I say yes, there is. Especially with photo enforcement tickets. Now, if you've received a ticket where on a red light you've entered the intersection within the first second of the signal change, I would recommend you take those to court. If you were traveling at 15 kilometers or less over the speed limit, I would recommend you take those to court. If you have a clean or fairly clean driving history, I would recommend you take any ticket to court. Now, there are different ways that you can proceed with the ticket as well. You can either look at defending yourself or having yourself being represented by somebody in court, either a lawyer, a paralegal, or an agent or representative. Now, if your license is on the line and you don't want to risk any demerits, or you are a bad driver and you are fully aware that what you did was wrong, but you're going to need somebody to at least do an explanation for you in court, I would recommend that you seek these services out. However, if you've got a clean driving history or a fairly clean driving history, there's no reason why you can't go in and represent yourself like a pro. In fact, most people don't fight their tickets only because they're intimidated of the process, they feel that it's probably inconvenient, and they don't feel that they have a chance. As well, some people are nervous about standing up in front of other people and speaking. Well, I want to assure you that traffic court is none of these. It's not inconvenient, unless you make it inconvenient. The setting is very informal, so there's not much to getting up and speaking in front of other people. And like anything, if you prepare in advance, you know what you're going to say, so you're not going to be worried about speaking in front of other people, because you're not going to make a mistake. And if you realize that you actually do have a chance, then you are going to go for it. Most people don't think that they can beat a ticket. But in a lot of cases, you can win your case, and you can get a very good fine reduction. Now, if you decide to plead guilty, you can certainly go down to the courthouse and pay your ticket there. Many provinces offer a few different locations that you can pay your ticket to, or through the mail, or you can call a phone number and do it with a credit card over the phone. If you're going to plead not guilty, many provinces have different locations that you can go to. Most are just the provincial court office, and you can go down in person and set a court date. I would recommend that unless you live close to the court office or any of the other locations and have some time to spend while you're there, then I would just take the mail-in feature. You have plenty of time to respond, so get it in the mail a good week beforehand anyways. And also put on the ticket, the copy of the ticket that you send to them, that if you have a preference for a morning or an afternoon setting or an evening setting of court, put your preference on there. Most court offices will try and accommodate you. As well, you should attach a note asking for the full particulars of the offense. And by that I mean the copy of the officer's notes, the radar certificate if it's a radar offense, or with photo enforcement tickets, they'll usually send a package out a couple weeks ahead of time. But why should you wait until just a couple weeks before your court date to start preparing then? You have every right to ask for that information early so that you have lots of time to sit down and either formulate a defense or formulate an explanation. Now you'll be able to have the first complete guide to help you do that. It's never been offered before on this scale, our new ebook, Knowledge is a Ticket. You'll be able to use that as a reference guide, and that will also give you access to our private members site, where you'll have your own personal database that you can sit in the comfort of your own home, and once you've decided how you're going to proceed with your ticket, you can go through the various different steps on how to prepare a defense or how to prepare an explanation. That's it for this video. We'll see you in video number 3, which deals with starting the preparation for your case. So until then, drive safe, slow down, and keep your money in your pocket.